Going on, everyone? Welcome, Rabid here, and DYNEX has a major vote coming out that could change the whole infrastructure of the DYNEX coin. As we know, originally DYNEX is a privacy coin, and now they kind of want to move away from privacy depending on this vote. So if you are a supporter of DYNEX or anything, or you want to be or anything like that, go ahead and vote to let them know your opinions. But they want to pull away from privacy and move towards non-privacy. That way they can get listed on more exchanges. Now, my opinion on the situation is cryptocurrencies was originally intended, in my mind, and a lot of others, is to undermine the traditional finance system and the governments and all that stuff. So now it kind of seems funny that coins that based on privacy want to follow regulation. That way they can be listed on more exchanges and then pull that privacy away, which goes against their core fundamentals of what they originally began to set out for in the first place. Meaning, what else could they change next? You never know at that point, because this is a huge thing going from privacy to non-privacy. Now, the other thing is exchanges. You always hear, as a joke most of the time, when's Binance? Because as we know, Binance is the largest crypto exchange out there. Everybody wants to be listed on Binance, but really, large exchanges could hurt you even worse. Look what happened with Kaspa. Everyone was pumped up that it was going to a T1, T2. I'm not sure where Kraken is, but it's up there in the high rankings, and it got listed and then it crashed and dumped because more users, more people to manipulate, bigger bankrolls and so on. That could allow a negative effect on a coin. Another thing, reverse option of that, Monero recently got delisted from Binance, I think 6-7 months ago at this point now, and it saw a small dip. It actually wasn't that bad, and then it actually doubled in price. So it's not always about the exchange. If people want the coin, they will go to the exchange where it's listed. Now, obviously, bigger exchanges has more people there, and then it'll be easier for them to find and so on, but I still think the coins or any blockchain should revert back down to base principles. Do you want to be privacy or not? Why did you start at privacy and then change it to not privacy? Why did you start at not privacy and move to privacy? It all depends on your core values and everything from there. Now, moving forward, obviously, I hope DYNEX does very well with whatever happens here. We need coins for our mining support here, guys. This is a GPU mineable coin. If you're unfamiliar with DYNEX, they're doing AI stuff, all sorts of cool stuff out there, which should, in theory, make a nice move to the future in terms of price and stuff. But we have to wait for that to happen. Obviously, the market's been in turmoil. But all GPU coins, if you're a GPU miner or a miner in general, even CPUs, anything, we need to support all these proof of work coins, and hopefully they all do well, because as miners, we need them. All right, so let's go through this vote and see what's going on here. So 1 of 3, community vote. DYNEX originally launched as a crypto note-based blockchain with privacy features. However, due to listing requirements from larger exchanges, we held a community vote in 2023, leading to a modification of the code base to transition DYNEX into a non-privacy chain. Now we are once again seeking the community's opinion to assess interest in different paths for DYNEX moving forward. Your participation is highly valued. Every vote counts. So remember, it's not the dev team that's actually deciding this, which is a good thing. They're leaving it to the community. So it is all you guys to decide what the future of DYNEX is. And this is great. This is like a democracy in a way, and it's all up to you on which way DYNEX should transition here. So moving forward here, please note, while the voting outcome will help guide the decision, the DYNEX development team will ultimately evaluate the results to determine the best course of action. All right, cancel what I just said. It looks like here, no matter what happens on the vote, they just decide anyway which way they want to go. So does the vote really matter? Sure, it's probably going to weigh their opinions either way they go, but this is the way DYNEX has always been from the start, and that's just a core fundamental. They have full control of this centralized chain, and they decide what happens, what they do with mining pools, shut down mining pools, and so on. So this has been a big, I don't want to say red flag, but it's been kind of a black sheep in a lot of people's mind, giving so much control to the devs. Obviously, it's their coin, but you know, Atopi from Viperpool, this is the major reason why they never did get involved with DYNEX, is because it was all centralized based on what the devs decide to do at the time. So everything could change at the blink of an eye, so they didn't want to deal with it. So that's an option they chose, and this is an option a lot of you guys as miners, you can choose whether to keep validating a blockchain that could change their mind all the time, or continue to leave the blockchain and not do anything or whatever. You know, obviously, guys, earlier on I did say hopefully DYNEX does well, but this is the way it's always been, and that's just the way we got to deal with it. We cannot change DYNEX's mind on what they want to do, but they're at least asking for our feedback. So now it is saying, please choose one of the following options. Now it looks like a Twitter vote. I imagine they're probably doing this in their Discord, because I don't think Twitter votes are, you know, that accurate. Maybe they got one going in Twitter, maybe, or I guess X now, maybe they got one going in their DYNEX, and maybe they have one going somewhere else, and then they're kind of put the all together, because obviously everyone's not following their account on X, everyone's not in their Discord, and everyone's not if anywhere else they could be. You know, we don't have everybody in one location. Obviously, major supporters are probably following everything they got here, and those are the people that matter the most. The people that really enjoy and love DYNEX, obviously your voice should matter. Anyway, so question number 1 here, remove privacy from native DYNEX. All transactions from privacy wallets will be blocked from a defined block height onwards, grace period provided. Until then, remaining privacy balances must be moved to new non-privacy wallets. After the grace period, privacy funds will become non-transferable. So in a nutshell, what this means to you guys is if you choose option 1, remove L1 privacy, you will have a grace period to move your coins from the privacy wallet, which is currently, to the public wallet. And if you don't do that within that grace period, you will lose your funds. You will not be able to transfer them anymore. And at that point, everything turns into public transactions and everybody can track you at that point. That's what option number 1 means. Option number 2, mandatory layer 2 OX DYNEX conversion. So I'm not sure what that means, but OX, usually I think it's like an Ethereum wallet address. So this is going layer 2. I'm not sure what their layer 2 is. I hate layer 2s and multi-layer chains. I just stick with the native chain on any coin. Screw everything else. There's so much confusion, and usually when it comes to running layer 2s, layer 3s, layer 10,000s, whatever, trying to converge to a different layer or a different chain or anything, that's where the majority of crypto hacks always happen, because I don't think anyone has figured out security top notch for it yet. Obviously, nothing has happened on DYNEX yet. I'm just saying in the past, history usually repeats itself. That's where majority of these hacks happen. Anyway, number 2, mandatory layer 2 DYNEX conversion here. All native DYNEX must be bridge converted to an OX DYNEX before a defined block height. Grace period provided, so kind of like layer 1 here. Or not layer 1, option 1 I mean. After the grace period, the OX DYNEX will become the only currency in the DYNEX ecosystem. So this seems crazy. The CEX, the centralized exchanges here, trading pairs will transition to OX DYNEX, and gas fees plus miner rewards will now be paid in OX DYNEX. So essentially, this is like the second one, except way worse in my mind. This is my mind. As I just finished saying, I like the native currencies all the time. And now they want to remove their native chain and turn it into their layer 2 on top of another chain or whatever they're doing. Remember, let me know in the comments exactly what DYNEX is using or doing for their layer 2, but this option is wiping out the native chain completely, and everything else is exactly the same as the first one. You have a grace period, all your coins will have to be converted into layer 2 or it will cease to exist and you'll lose it all. That's still on layer 1. So I think option 2 is the absolute worst option here. And number 3 is do nothing. No changes will be made and DYNEX will continue as it is. Now, this is kind of confusing me a little bit. Remember, I don't follow coins directly. I usually only follow mining profits. But coming up here, they said they held a vote in 2023 to do a modification of the code base to transition it to a non-privacy chain. So that looks like that vote already went through. So in theory, do nothing would mean, oh no, do nothing. It means probably keep it as it is and don't do any of the privacy thing, even though it looks like a previous privacy vote has passed. So maybe the devs are hinting towards they don't want to remove privacy, but they're asking you if they maybe should in order to get listed on larger exchanges, which I kind of put my concerns about larger exchanges. They don't always help. Sometimes they even make your coin worse than it previously was. If people want this coin, yes, they'll go to the exchange that has it. But again, it does open up the viewfinders to more people to possibly buy the coin with the larger scale there on the bigger exchanges. But we never know. Anyway, number 3, do nothing. No changes will be made, and DYNEX will continue as is, ultimately meaning it'll stay privacy. Everything will stay as is. So I think the best option here to pick in my mind is do nothing. Keep it as is. And like, again, I hate layer 2s and multi-layer chains. I only use the native coin anyway, and that's what I do. Obviously, miners and stuff would be paid on layer 2 and stuff. That doesn't really matter. But again, native coins is always my first choice. All right, so that's the vote that's going on. And, this vote does matter, and the decision of the dev team themselves will definitely matter. Ultimately, they have the final decision. It's their way or the highway. But this is your chance to voice your opinion to what you want to do. This is a major move in changing the entire structure of DYNEX. So this one should not be taken lightly, depending on your core values based on crypto and stuff. So get out there and vote if you are a DYNEX supporter, or maybe you're holding DYNEX and you haven't mined them for a while, but maybe you're thinking about going back or anything. We just looked yesterday on that profit chart there, and the DYNEX yields were spiking extremely high yesterday, and you could be making bank if we see a nice price bank on DYNEX based on the current mining yields, which is up and what we absolutely been waiting for over 3 years now. So moving on to the next step here, guys, get in there, get your vote, get your stuff done. Number 2 on DYNEX here is DYNEX enterprise driven buyback update. Now, I fully support everything they're doing here. Coins always trying to link to Ethereum, link to Binance, link to all these other chains, and trying to be everything else that they're originally not, just to look better because, oh, everyone uses this chain. Let's put our coin on it too, and hopefully we'll grab another user or 2 or 1,000 or 1,000,000. We don't know. But I like when coins use their own infrastructure and own blockchain to do everything. And that's what DYNEX is kind of doing here in their enterprise-driven buyback update. So in October 2024, we introduced a new economic model for DYNEX, directly linking the usage of DYNEX quantum compute to DYNEX. Since then, usage has surged, leading to increased gas fees and transaction fees. Obviously, as miners, that's what we love. More people using the ecosystem, the higher them transaction fees are to mine away and validate them transactions. Obviously, you're getting a little more rewards for it. So more people that use DYNEX, the better for miners. We love that stuff, right? That's the way the ecosystems work. Continue it on. Awesome for DYNEX for, adding all that in, which, it's great. To enhance DYNEX's value, we also launched a buyback program funded by fiat subscription revenues from DYNEX enterprise customers. All acquired DYNEX are deposited into a public buyback wallet, reinforcing demand and utility. We recently rolled out a major update to our Block Explorer, providing enhanced visibility into buybacks and key economic metrics. However, we believe we can do even more to increase transparency and community engagement. Introducing the DYNEX Buyback Officer. So to ensure smooth, transparent, and efficient execution of enterprise-driven buybacks, we are introducing the position of a DYNEX Buyback Officer responsible for daily buyback execution. Buybacks will be split and performed daily at arbitrary times to optimize market impact. Daily wallet transfers. Acquiring DYNEX will be withdrawn daily to the public buyback wallet for full transparency. And community communication. The buyback officer will engage with the community, providing updates and additional insights. The buyback officer will be officially introduced next week, and operations will begin immediately. So they're pretty much hiring somebody, unless this is going to be a bot, but they're hiring somebody to just deal with this buyback stuff to help the DYNEX ecosystem. We firmly believe that this is another major milestone in our journey toward establishing DYNEX as the leading quantum currency. Thank you for your continued support. So I'm not 100% how this works. This is more of an infrastructure thing, and it's on the lines of it's not an airdrop. Obviously, it's not a burning process. It's better than a burn, I think. Usually burns you see with SHIB and a lot of stupid meme coins out there. They do a lot of burns because there's so many coins. Obviously, less coins means the value should go up because you have a less circulating supply. Now, a buyback is probably close to a burn, but I think better because now in my mind, they're buying the coins back, which means buying for the coin. Now, where this actually goes, I'm not 100% sure. Maybe this is this fiat subscription thing where it's almost like running a node per se. If you have this subscription, which costs you maybe $10 a month, $20 a month, I have no idea. Maybe based on the buyback that happens, you're getting an X amount of coins. I have no idea. That could be 100% wrong and nowhere near what's actually happening here. But again, I'm not following that. I'm just a dumb crypto miner, and all I care about is profitability. And then we got the quantum LLM update, boosting spot jobs and entertaining generative AI. So this is more about what the blockchain is doing. I don't know nothing about this, so I'm not even going to touch up on it. But the major thing here is DYNEX could change 100% completely with whatever happens because of this vote and whatever the DYNEX team does decide to do at the very end of the day. So it is up to you guys as miners. Go in there, do the vote, check it out. If there's one in their Discord as well, go in and check it out, vote there as well, and vote on their Twitter, vote everywhere you have access to if there's multiple votes out there. Let your voice be heard, and let me know in the comments section, what direction do you guys think DYNEX should go and why? I'll see you on the next one. Rabid out.